Imagine waking up one morning, walking slowly toward the mirror, still half asleep, and then suddenly freezing in shock. Something is different. Something is wrong. You look closer, and there they are. Two solid, sharp horns growing out of your head. You touch them, hoping it's just a dream, but they're real. Your heart starts racing. Then you rush outside, and what you see is even more unbelievable. Every single person you see, your neighbors, strangers, everyone has horns too. This is not just happening to you. This is normal. This is humanity. But what if this wasn't just imagination? What if humans had always evolved with horns? How different would our world be? To understand this, we first need to look at nature. In the animal kingdom, horns are not random features. They exist for specific reasons: defense, dominance, and attraction. Animals like goats, bulls, and antelopes use their horns to fight predators, compete with rivals, and impress potential mates. Horns are made of bone covered with keratin, the same material found in human hair and nails, making them both strong and durable. So if humans had horns, evolution must have had a powerful reason to create them. Imagine early humans living in a much more dangerous world, surrounded by large predators and constant threats. Without advanced weapons, survival would depend heavily on the body itself. In such a scenario, horns could evolve as natural weapons, giving humans the ability to defend themselves, push away enemies, and even establish dominance in their groups. Over thousands of years, these small bony structures could grow larger, stronger, and more defined, eventually becoming a permanent part of human anatomy. Another possibility lies in attraction and social selection. Just like peacocks have colorful feathers to attract mates, humans might develop horns as a sign of strength, health, and genetic superiority. People with larger, more symmetrical horns could be seen as more attractive, leading to a natural selection process where horn size and shape become important traits. Over generations, horns wouldn't just be tools for survival. They would become symbols of identity and beauty. Now imagine how this would affect our daily lives. Even the simplest activities would change. Sleeping, for example, would become a challenge. With horns on both sides of your head, lying comfortably on a flat pillow wouldn't be possible. Specialized pillows with spaces or grooves would become a necessity. Turning your head while lying down would require careful adjustment. Even resting could feel different. Stepping outside into a crowded city would be another experience entirely. Public transportation like buses or trains would become chaotic. People's horns would constantly bump into each other. Personal space would become more important than ever. Buildings, doors, and hallways would all need to be redesigned. Doorways might be taller and wider, ceilings higher, and seating arrangements more spaced out. Even something as simple as walking through a crowd would require awareness and control. Social interactions would also change in surprising ways. Think about something as normal as hugging someone. With horns in the way, physical contact would need to be more careful and calculated. Friendly gestures could accidentally turn into painful encounters if not handled properly. But the biggest transformation would happen in society and culture. Horns would become a major part of human identity. Just like we judge appearances today, people might judge each other based on horn size, shape, and condition. Large, smooth, symmetrical horns might be considered beautiful or powerful, while smaller or damaged horns could carry negative perceptions. This could lead to new forms of social hierarchy and even discrimination. Fashion would evolve in completely new directions. Hats, helmets, and headwear would need entirely new designs. Instead of covering horns, fashion might focus on enhancing them. People could decorate their horns with colors, patterns, metals, or even glowing designs. Horn accessories could become a massive industry, just like clothing or jewelry today. Religion and cultural beliefs would also shift dramatically. In many current cultures, horns are often associated with negative or evil symbolism. But in a world where every human has horns, that meaning would change. Horns could represent strength, wisdom, or even a divine connection. Leaders, warriors, or important figures might be recognized by the size or uniqueness of their horns, giving them an almost mythical presence. However, Horns wouldn't just be symbols of beauty or status. They would also introduce new dangers. Human conflicts could become much more intense. Even a small argument could escalate quickly if horns are used as weapons. Injuries could become more serious, especially if horns are sharp or strong. Because of this, societies might develop strict laws and rules about how horns can be used, especially in public spaces. From a medical perspective, horns would add an entirely new dimension to healthcare. Since horns are connected to bone and contain blood supply, damage to them could be extremely painful and dangerous. A broken horn wouldn't just be cosmetic, it could lead to serious injury or infection. Doctors would need specialized training to treat horn-related conditions. There could even be entire medical fields dedicated to horn care, repair, and maintenance. Hygiene would also become important. Horns could collect dust, dirt, or bacteria, especially in polluted environments. Regular cleaning and maintenance would be essential. Specialized products like horn cleaning kits, polishes, and protective covers might become common in everyday life. Technology would adapt as well. Everyday devices like headphones, helmets, and virtual reality headsets would need to be redesigned to fit around horns. Vehicles would offer more headroom. Furniture would be designed to provide comfort without interfering with horn placement. Even workplaces might change their layouts to accommodate horned employees more efficiently. Psychologically, horns would shape how people see themselves and others. For some, horns would be a source of pride and confidence. For others, they might become a source of insecurity. People might compare their horns with others, leading to feelings of competition or self-doubt. Cosmetic procedures could emerge, allowing people to reshape, polish, or even enhance their horns to fit societal standards. In the end, the presence of horns would redefine what it means to be human. It wouldn't just be a physical change, it would influence our behavior, relationships, technology, and culture. Our world would look completely different. We might become more defensive, more expressive, or even more divided based on appearance. So, what if humans had horns? The answer is simple: it would change everything. From how we live and interact to how we think and evolve, horns would reshape our reality in ways we can barely imagine. And perhaps the most fascinating thought is this: in another version of reality, this strange idea might not be strange at all. It might simply be normal.